Arizona, a fantastic program led by a couple of double trouble. They look like the Doublemint twins, really, the Wits at their one pairs. Identical twins are the Wits. First people to really commit to this Arizona program when their SAM program got underway.
Absolutely. Steve Walker, the head coach for Arizona, recruited these athletes. They hadn't played beach before, and he believed in their athletic ability, and they bought all in for Arizona.
They're a lot of fun to watch. They are dominating, but it's only their third season ever in the sand. They got cut from their middle school volleyball team. Coach probably regretting that now. I mean, they have been absolutely dominating.
Well, they're thin, they're long, very dynamic, quick, and great ball control. They have everything it takes to be great on the beach. And I think with experience, they're just going to keep improving.
Yeah, and we're going to see how Georgia State's #1 pair fares against the Wits. What do you need to do if you're Georgia State?
Well, in this win, serving is going to be the key. Sara Olivova and Delaney.
Olivova and Jansen Button.
Excuse me, Jansen Button is the full-time defender. They've got a big block at the net and a scrappy defender behind. They can give people fits.
Yeah, they beat Pepperdine's at Toons a couple of matches ago earlier this year, and so when you've got a few victories like that behind you, maybe it gives you a little bit of confidence.
Oh, for sure, and they're very experienced. Sara Olivova has FIVB experience. She's played internationally, and I think that gives you a lot of confidence going into a match like this, because the Wits are a big challenge. Who do you serve, and how do you defend them?
Yeah, it's really interesting to see how these teams got here. Arizona played their way into this. We knew that Georgia State was going to be here. If you remember, there was 3 teams from the East, 3 from the West who helped decide who was going to be here. Arizona went into the Pac-12 tournament last weekend needing to make a statement, and that they did.
They certainly did. Beating UCLA 4-1 last weekend was the statement that got them into this tournament.
They ended up with a couple of wins last weekend. They beat Arizona State as well, and then, as you mentioned, over UCLA. Georgia State, though, has been a very confident team, bought into their program completely early on. The seniors for the Panthers are their inaugural class of freshmen. So you talk about the growth of the sport, the reward. Before they leave college, they get to play in the first ever NCAA Beach Volleyball Championship, collegiately sponsored by the NCAA. We're going to get the action underway. 2 courts of action at the same time. Court 5 for the 5 pairs and court 3 for the 3 pairs. Shortly afterwards, the action will continue with the 1, 2, and 4. We're going to start our action on court number 3. Milani Pickering and Delaney Rowan of Georgia State facing Sam Manley and Olivia Mcdonald of Arizona. And a crash early from Mcdonald.
Olivia Mcdonald, big athlete. She's in great shape, loves to compete. And this team of Mcdonald and Manley have been playing very good lately with some big wins last weekend at the Pac-12 event.
One blocker up, patrolling it, but she ends up taking it down with her.
Delaney Rowan, number 15 for Georgia State. Her strength is her court vision. She sees the court well. She's a little bit unassuming, but puts the ball where you're not.
Rowan serves. Up in the net, she's going to stay.
You see the wind pick up there and blow that set so tight into the net. Samantha Manley trying to save it, but can't.
Set from Manley. Mcdonald hits deep. Chased it down. It's over. Mcdonald puts it up for Manley. No one on. Too much heat.
And there's the strength of Samantha Manley. She played for Wave Beach Club in San Diego. Has lots of beach experience. She knows how to put the ball away from the bad side. Wind at your back.
Pass is solid. Well off the net for the hit, though. Blocker pulls off.
Let's go. No.
You hear Olivia Mcdonald say, line, line, line. But Samantha Manley tries to go cut, hitting air. Arizona all tied up.
Straight up.
Calling for it straight up, but well off. Plenty of heat.
It's so important in this kind of wind to set the ball with an apex straight up and down so your partner can see it. If you try and push it to the net, it's just going to blow away from you. Olivia McDonald uses her size. Big kill for Arizona.
Manley serves. Goes cross. Nice control.
Again, Delaney Rohan sees the opening. Arizona blocking her angle. She sees her angle open, finds the corner.
Trading point for point. Pickering out of Mesa, Arizona, originally decided to make the move over to Georgia and play for Georgia State.
Now Arizona on the good side. If you're Arizona, you want to capitalize. You want to score all 7 points from this side before you have to go to the other.
McDonald serving. Goes straight down the middle. Takes a look at it. You can see Pickering take a good look at where the block is.
Milani Pickering from Arizona, defender. She jumps well, but she's received most of the serves her entire career and knows how to put the ball away.
Little up, no one on, it's tight, snap.
If you're Olivia McDonald, the blocker for Arizona, stay at the net. The ball is going to blow towards the net. Look at this, ball blows right on top, no block.
Well, that's an important distinction, Holly, right? The way the wind is now, even if it looks like the set's going to be off, it's going to be much closer.
It's better to air safe, and start position should be at the net. Right now, Georgia State testing out the bigger of the two Arizona players, Olivia McDonald, and she's answering with some nice power.
Little shot.
Delaney Rohan, number 15, sees the little poke shot open right over the blocker. The blocker max jumps, she's way up there, and by the time she's down, the ball hits the sand.
Pickering and Rowan, the most successful pair in terms of numbers for Georgia State this season. That one off the block.
All tied up, the switch occurs, so Georgia State did their job scoring the points from the bad side.
And one of the things that Coach Beth Van Fleet said about her team, Pickering and Rohan, her words, not mine, she said, one of the most boring teams you'll watch. We said, why is that? She said, because they're just steady. They do everything right. Rowan, she also mentioned a biology major, super smart. Down the line. Pickering, serving to the outside of Manley. Well defended by Delaney Rowan.
Big block at the net. Delaney Rowan chooses to stay because she knows that ball is blowing tight. See the ball carried to the left of your screen.
Poke, long, coming right back at you. Manley. Goes for the high line, perfectly placed.
Samantha Manley, great ball control player, sees the opening. High over the blocker, Delaney Rohan for the kill.
Ball blowing towards it there.
Olivia McDonald a little too aggressive, net violation right there for Arizona. 10-8, Georgia State in the lead.
2-point lead, will it be something they can capitalize upon? Look at the trees behind them. You can see the swirling wind there with the gust. Just wide.
Delaney Rowan trying to be aggressive, serving that ball into the wind. You do not want to make an error from that side.
Blockers up, McDonald's going to stay. She touches it. Perfect composure. And the pass is just way too low.
Well, Arizona did a great job controlling that ball off the block, and then Georgia State free ball opportunity, missed it.
Tied up at 10 apiece. Just that quickly, the 2-point deficit is gone. Making Rowan do the work. Set me off, she says. Or maybe up, I couldn't tell. She had a big swing at it. The cutty is so sweet for Mulaney Pickering. And on the side switch, it's Pickering and Rowan with a 1-point advantage. Georgia State enjoying their trip to Gulf Shores as their action gets underway. Welcome back to the 2016 NCAA Beach Volleyball Championship presented by Northwestern Mutual. 2 courts of action happening right now. We've been watching the action on court 3 where Pickering and Rohan have been 1 point up over Mcdonald and Manley. We'll rejoin that action. And Holly, they've traded back and forth. Mcdonald and Manley had a 2-point lead at 10-8. Now it's been a 3-0 run.
Well, I feel like wind is definitely a factor, and Arizona's Mcdonald really affects plays at the net, creeping back into this match, but still down by 1.
Straight up, she's asking for it. You hear the communication telling her what's open.
Communication is so important. There's only 2 of you. You want to tell your partner where you're covering, where you want the set. It's really important in terms of chemistry.
Manley, just a freshman, part of this Arizona program that has grown. And as she puts it down cross court, it's a 1-point lead for Georgia State on court number 3. The action, of course, we're talking about on court 5 as well, as Townsend and Cook battling Lucas and Klespies. Cook and Townsend with a 1-point lead over Klespies and Lucas. Lucas, we mentioned, a late change thanks to Devlin's injury.
Both matches extremely tight. This time, Mulaney Pickering, so good. You see the court vision. She takes a look at where the defender is, going to the open spot.
The line, yes. The communication between Arizona, dead on.
And Georgia State really trying to go after the bigger Olivia Mcdonald, who likes to hit the ball. Georgia State trying to defend the hit instead of the shot from Manley.
Well, and you've talked about that a lot, Holly, over the years. You said that's what you like to do as well.
Well,
sometimes.
I think it's easier to defend a hitter than it is a player who shoots the ball really quick to the open spot. But if I have a big block in front of me, I don't care who I play.
And off the net for that one. I mean, look at this. I think the NCAA's 90th sponsored championship may be its most beautiful. All courts in action now on the white sands of Gulf Shores, Alabama, as all 5 pairs are playing in this first ever NCAA Beach Volleyball Championship.
Again, Olivia Mcdonald, number 5, with the answer. She's so physical, gets up, loves to hit that ball. Again, I keep talking about it because in this kind of wind, it's a big factor. Arizona switching to the bad side, wind at their back.
Olivia Mcdonald, originally out of New Zealand. Tied up at 14 apiece, and this is where you start thinking about a short game. Just 7 points to 21. And an overpass should kill you, but oh, wasted opportunity.
Wow. Georgia State trying to be aggressive on the set, pushing it to the net, but an overset should be an easy kill for Arizona. But with the wind swirling, Mcdonald can't get on top of it.
Manley puts it long. Pickering just gonna have to place it over, and again, it goes to Manley. Blockers up. Smart shot over the line.
Samantha Manley, so far, very effective with that deep line shot over the big block.
These teams have been trading points all along. The largest lead was that 2-point lead, 10-8.
Very evenly matched, and right now Georgia State with a chance to score a point if they can serve tough and create a little tweak in the pass.
And this is critical. In terms of a team win, 2 service errors in a row.
Back-to-back service errors from the good side. That is like shooting yourself in the foot. It's tough.
Yeah, when you put Arizona's in the middle, it's just really painful. Pokey, deep line, but again out. Now the unforced errors for Arizona are adding up.
Watch the defense by Arizona's Samantha Manley off the deflection. This is a little poke shot, but with the wind behind you, you barely have to poke the ball. Sails long for Arizona.
That last foot of the court, always deadly. Mcdonald puts it there.
Arizona positioning themselves well to finish on the good side at the end of the set.
And the put away again. Rowan continues.
Georgia State switches to the bad side, but lead by a point.
You know, it's interesting that Milani Pickering was always served up until this year because of her partnership last year. They are going after Rohan, and so Pickering's setting becomes a real factor. How do you think she's doing?
Well, I think she's doing a good job. I mean, she was a little aggressive and overset one, but Arizona was not able to capitalize. Look at the physicality of Olivia Mcdonald for Arizona. Big, strong player, gets up, open net. Credit her partner Samantha Manley for the good set into the wind.
Yeah, and you're talking about how strong she is. Mcdonald spent the summer in Tucson exactly for that reason, to work on her strength and conditioning. Paying off. Big dig as Manley lays out, no one on. And an unforced error.
Unfortunate, especially at the end of a set. Unforced error because the set didn't get to the net. Tough ball for Samantha Manley to put away.
Mcdonald and Manley need this point in order to keep the pressure on at Georgia State. Otherwise, it'll be set point Panthers. And it looks good. Pickering goes up. And another error.
Both teams trading errors. They're playing at a high level, making some good digs, but then the execution in terms of the transition set and being able to keep the ball on the court has been the problem.
Holly, is there a mindset adjustment at this point when there's been that many service errors, that many attack errors?
Well, I think both teams just need to clean it up and make big plays, especially when they get an opportunity. Neither team is giving the other team a chance to really take a big lead. They're trading errors.
Set point for Mcdonald and Manley of Arizona. And a very tight pass, no touch on the net. Mcdonald, blocker in front of her, what an up. Pickering looks for the high line. Beast of a play by Georgia State.
Olivia Mcdonald has been hammering the ball all day long. Unfortunately, that ball she shot, and Milani Pickering came up with a big dig and kill.
Tied up at 20. Mcdonald to the corner, nice shot, and it is again set point.
Samantha Manley right now on the service line. She needs to go aggressive into the wind.
For the set, the block is there, but Georgia State's gonna keep tying it up.
Keep tying it up, and then they get the side change to the good side. For Arizona, they wanted to finish when they were on that side.
Mcdonald and Manley, the 3 team for the Arizona Wildcats, really have done great things. They earned a win against UCLA's threes, who were very tough to beat, but tied up at 21 apiece. Big dig. And an error. Georgia State in the driver's seat at set point.
Olivia Mcdonald has been solid all day long, and then an over dig, and she just misses her hand contact. They take a timeout.
And let's check in with Nicole Branna. Nicole, what's been going on court 5?
Hey, Anne-Marie and Holly, we're on court 5. Arizona pulled that one out 21-16. As you mentioned, we had a sub for an injury here. Lucas was getting served all match, and she really stepped it up and sided it out well. Georgia State wants to get every ball to her to really test her out since she just got back into the lineup and see what she can do. Even if it's a free ball, they want to send it over.
Hey, Nicole, was Klesby's blocking or was Lucas blocking?
They were split blocking. I realized that's new for her, but she did a great job, Klesby. She was pulling off the net. One thing I saw on the good side is they were pulling a little early, so sometimes that set was blowing over and dropping on the court.
Klesby's was pulling a little bit earlier, Sen?
Yes, both teams pulled a little early on the good side, so a few oversets were dropping. I think they adjusted well to the wind as the game went on and balanced that out.
Hey, Nicole, thanks so much for that. We're going to go back over to court 3. Great report by Nicole. You know, I want to ask her, she went from the indoor game to the beach game, so maybe when we talk to her later, we can talk about her transition to pulling off the net. Kind of what's the key to learning it quickly?
Well, I think it's one of the toughest things in the transition. I know Calais Mao, who's on the fours for Arizona, really struggles. When do you drop off the net? What kind of set? What are you looking for? It's important.
Georgia State, meanwhile, at set point. Epic point. At the net, the block is huge, but the dig is even bigger. Delaney Rowan and Pickering fight hard for a set 1 extra point win.
Georgia State's most consistent team, the number 3 team, solid till the end.
The action is hot already in the 3s and 5s. We've got a split. Georgia State's 3s won, Arizona's 5s. Action continues next. Welcome back. Beach volleyball underway. The 2016 NCAA Beach Volleyball Championship. We've been showing you action on court 3, talking about court 5, but court 1 is underway. That's the twins. You're seeing double. McKenna and Madison Witt, identical twins, playing against Sarah Alivova and Jansen Button of Georgia State. And again, it's another 1-point set.
This whole match has been so even. Every set, just a battle for each point. Right now, the Witts from Arizona on the bad side. Tough reception, hard to put it away against a strong defensive player like Jansen Button.
McKenna Witt up. The block is big, but she covers her own block. Pulls out the left hand. We saw her pull that out last weekend a few times. Comes down on Panther's side.
Jansen Button tried to set that ball to the net so her partner, Sarah Alivova, had a chance to put it away. But Madison Witt gets her hand on it, and Sarah Alivova can't get it to cross the net.
Alivova set. Button, pokey, perfect placement to the corner.
Jansen Button grew up in the USA Volleyball High Performance. She plays all summer, honing her game. And look at this shot, the pokey down the line.
Down the line again. They serve Madison Witt, and they know about her arm.
Madison Witt, number 23. She plays on the right side. She was a middle blocker indoors, but she can get up and bang and loves to hit angle. Even if you're standing there, she'll put it away.
Back set saying she's up. That's all she needed. High poke to the line.
Madison Witt a little late in terms of her press at the net, or she would have had a good block touch on that ball.
Alivova and Button have had great showings this year for Georgia State. And Madison Witt, rainbow.
Fantastic pass, a good set. The wind has kind of died down temporarily. Solid side out from Arizona.
Timeout taken. And the Witt sisters, we talked about it, played indoor volleyball, and they wanted to go to the same college, Holly, and they're the same player, basically. No college wants the same 2 players.
Well, it's interesting because Madison Witt was a middle blocker. McKenna Witt was a left side kind of utility player. They were committed to go to a school, and it turns out the coach left. So right at the last minute, they decided, hey, let's look at other opportunities. And Steve Walker discovered these 2 special players, and look at the improvement over the years. tough year, freshmen, 13 and 15, but 24 and 4 this season against some very good competition, and I think they're only going to get better.
It's shocking that it's only their 3rd year in the sand. I mean, that's what's really amazing. Steve Walker, the head coach of Arizona, telling us he was at an indoor tournament in Riverside when he discovered them, and as you mentioned, they were committed to indoor and switched to outdoor and have dug in. They're going to be tremendous throughout their careers.
I always tell players when they're starting, at least at the pro level, it takes 3 years to get really good at the sport, and then you just start improving because you really understand it. And that's where the wits are right now.
Olivia, meanwhile, out of the timeout, puts one away and closes the gap.
Arizona switching to the better side if the wind picks up again. Sarah Olivia kind of mishit that ball, but tough to control for McKenna Witt.
Button serve. Again, they're pressing on Madison Witt. Oh, rips it.
I told you, even when she sees a defender there, she knows with her arm, it's just a whip that she can still beat the defender. Jansen Button, a strong defender there, and can't even dig it.
Button at the net, no one there. Good eye by McKenna Witt. It's long.
Right now, Georgia State on the side, a little bit more challenging to side out.
Service error, and Madison knew it as soon as it left her hands.
Important side out right here for Arizona.
Set point. And a broken play and a bad time for it. Olivia at the line, but the set was over. And a net violation for Georgia State will end the set to the Wits' advantage.
What a bad break for Georgia State, who got a free ball and missed it.
Let's check in with Kelly Tennant. Kelly, what's going on over in your Sandy Toes?
Guys, court 2 has been a little crazy. A lot of back and forth, like you've been saying, on all the courts. Georgia State has done a really nice job with their ball control, though. Their passing and their setting allows them to have more of a power game, where you look at Arizona, they're really struggling. They're having to make a lot of shots. They're having some issues with their passing into the net, so they're not able to get that pass set kill that they'd like. So a lot of the back and forth and errors that you wouldn't want to see on serves.
But Naomi Schultz have been playing great all year long. Right now, down by 5 in the first set.
What's wrong with Arizona's serves, Kelly, that we wouldn't want to see?
They're just not doing a good job of keeping the ball in the court. There's a lot of errors by Arizona when it comes to the serving, and then their passing is sort of all over the place. Georgia State has done just such a good job of getting the pass up and capitalizing on every mistake that Arizona has made.
How about that left hand there? That was nice by Georgia State. Hey, thanks, Kelly, for that. We'll check in with you again later. Schultz back to serve. And the cutting.
Beautiful side out for the first set victory.
Interwees and Rawls will take the set. And let's go check in on the action on court number 4, as that one is in, and Mason and Mao pick up a victory. Again, an extra point victory. So Arizona having some success, Georgia State having some as well.
Tight action, Mason Mao getting better every match. Calais Mao just started back in the lineup for Arizona just a few weeks ago, making some good progress.
Yeah, Calais Mao, an absolute force indoors, but learning the game outdoor in the sand, playing with who's become a true beach player in Mia Mason.
Their chemistry is fantastic, but yes, both learning the game together.
She's going to be far more aggressive on the good side.
Court still in action, everything on court 5, and there you get a nice shot of Klespies. Klespies playing with a different partner than she started the day with, as her partner Haley Devlin has a knee injury, and so Holly, she's playing with a freshman in Tyler Lucas, who she hasn't spent a lot of time with. They're struggling a little bit, up by 1.
Well, the interesting thing is for Arizona, they're both ball control players. In this win, they're going to be good. Klespies is solid. Lucas has lots of beach experience, although she's only a freshman. They don't have size at the net, but in this win, not so much of a factor.
And I hear Coach a little bit say, you guys lose, we're about to get done, because this is win or go home. And taking a look at court 2,
It's Gianna Bonomi, who's had her knee taped all day long. I don't know if it's inflamed. She's always worn a knee brace, but it looks like it's aggravated.
Hey, Kelly, can you tell us what's going on over there?
Yeah, I actually talked to Gianna right before the match, and I asked her about her knee and why she had it wrapped like that. She said she's had patellar issues since she played indoor. She played 4 years of indoor before she started playing on the sand, so it's just a precautionary thing, and during the match, it just looked like the tape and the wrap was bothering her, so she ripped it off in between points and kept going, but I think they're trying to rewrap it and get it together so she's a little more comfortable, but this is an issue she's had for years.
Thanks so much, Kelly. Yeah, Bonomi was a great player at the University of San Diego. Steve Walker telling us that pair, by the way, Bonomi and Schultz, is the mothers of the program. Meanwhile, we'll return to the action on court 5, and this is really the X-Factor court in this match.
And Chloe Cook and Alexis Townsend from Georgia State, only 5 matches together. So they're relatively new, well 6 if you count this morning, but they're relatively new together. So both teams facing off have not a lot of experience together as a team.
So Holly, when you start with a new partner, what do you like to get in line first?
Well, I think just communication is so important with a new team. What do you expect me to take? What do you expect to take? You know, just responsibilities, that's super important. And figuring out the set for your partner.
Yeah, come on.
Klespie's talking to her, saying line, line, line. The effort doesn't happen.
Well, for Georgia State, they need to keep the ball in the court if you're bumping. But right now, it appears that it's tough to set the ball to the net, especially to the right side player, Alexis Townsend. The ball's just blowing away from her.
Mackenzie Klespie's has a serve. Blockers up there, and you can feel it, you can hear it in Klespie. She's running the show on her side of things.
Oh, that's the type of player Mackenzie Klespie's is. She's a libero, a defensive specialist. Indoors, we saw her compete at a very high level with her former partner who was injured earlier today. There, Alexis Townsend able to put the ball down, but not easy right now for the right sider on the good side of the court. Ball just blowing away from the hitter.
Townsend serving.
Come on, you're there, Ken. Yes.
Klespie's gets it up, and Chloe Cook says thank you.
Back line. Chloe Cook, a sophomore. She's a transfer from South Carolina, but worked really hard to get in the lineup. Finds the back line.
Tied up at 13 apiece. Cook and Townsend must take this set in order to extend it. Service is wide.
Tyler Lucas and Mackenzie Klespie's trying to find ways to score points, minus the big block.
Klespie's up at the net. Going to be blocking, and of course that is not what she has typically been doing.
Side switch, wind picking up again. Arizona going to the good side. If you're Arizona, a side out's really important here, and then aggressive serving using this wind as it picks up.
Klespie's calls it's in. Lucas up, no one on. Goes down the middle. Keep it simple.
Tyler Lucas with that beach experience. She's played in the wind. No block in front of her, puts it down deep middle.
Sets up, no one on. They're calling over Ken, the win.
If you're a blocker, you're on the good side, you have to stay at the net for that tight set. That is a trap set that Arizona should score on.
Well, one of the nuances of beach volleyball is you don't get a lot of coaching in game, and so it's really up to maybe Klespie's to tell Lucas that she cannot leave that open.
Come on, let me on.
There's another.
You cannot let that ball blow over on an overset. That's a free ball. You have to play for that. So if you're Tyler Lucas and Mackenzie Klespie's, you make that adjustment right now. They lost 2 points in a row because of that.
We will see if they do that. They go after Lucas. Blocker there, and here it comes again, and Lucas is coming off again. And 3 consecutive points for the Panthers.
Beautiful hand set by Chloe Cook. In this win, that is not easy. And then a deep middle kill by Alexis Townsend.
Klespies and Lucas had the advantage at the break. Cook and Townsend have done a tremendous job catching up, and here they go again, and there's going to be no blocker on again, and Klespies realizes it.
3 points lost because Arizona is not starting a blocker at the net.
And Holly, conceivably on the other side of the net, after the side switch, they could go with that strategy to not have somebody on the net just on this side. Or are you saying forget it, block completely?
When you're on the good side, that means the other team's on the bad side and the ball's going to blow tight. If you're on the bad side, the ball's going to blow off the net defensively.
Right, so it's like they didn't switch their strategy when they came to this side.
Correct.
Cook and Townsend, 3-point lead later on, sizable. The service error gives a little breathing room as Tyler Lucas, and talk about serving on this side, Holly, as Lucas goes to the back line.
Well, it's important not to make an error. I'd like serving right down the middle. Let the ball move. Right there, just an aggressive serve. You keep it in the court. Tyler Lucas catches the top of the tape, and fortunately for her, enough pace on the ball to trickle down onto the Georgia State side.
Must keep the pressure on if you're Arizona. Klespies encouraging her partner Lucas, saying, tie it up, Ty. And again, it just goes awry for Georgia State.
The right-sider, Alexis Townsend, really struggling. First of all, it's hard to hit. It's also hard to pass from that side because the wind is moving from the right side of your screen to the left side of the screen. The ball is blowing away from you.
Great eye by Townsend, lets that go long. And Cook and Townsend with a 1-point advantage late in this. Remember, this is win or go home, and so if they're able to tie this up by winning this set, take it to a third set, you don't know what could happen. Klespie sets, tough angle for Lucas, and it goes out. Set point for Georgia State.
Right now, Arizona on the bad side. Very tough angle for Tyler Lucas. It's going to be a challenging side out right here.
Chloe Cook serving to extend it to a third set. That's good on the back line, and Klespies and Lucas stay alive.
Tyler Lucas catches the back line, clutch side out.
It remains set point, Panthers. Townsend up, block is there, turns around, and Arizona has tied it back up at 20.
And guess what? Arizona State at the net to block. Big play. Tyler Lucas, she's not big height-wise, but she makes a huge play at the net.
It is the third extra point set of this match between Georgia State and Arizona, and a good put down.
Alexis Townsend had enough topspin to get that ball to drop for her.
Townsend back to serve, could put it away and force a third set. And a service ace to end it as the Panthers have forced a third and deciding set. What a push by Cook and Townsend. Backs against the wall, and of course you see the big crowd surrounding that court watching them. There'll be a third set on the line next.
Welcome back to court 3. It's neck and neck between Arizona and Georgia State, particularly in favor of Georgia State. One player that stood out in this match so far has been Milani Pickering. On the defensive side of the ball, is not letting much drop. She's reading and reacting the ball well. The biggest key for the side of Arizona is to stay consistent and to limit their errors. It's 18-16 in favor of Georgia State here, and head coach Steve Walker said it's neck and neck. They're making good TV on court 3, but it's killing me, Anne-Marie.
That sounds like Steve Walker. Thanks so much, Michelle. We can see it's windy by your hair blowing around too. Pickering and Rohan have extended their lead now, Holly, 19-16, looking to pick up the first point of this duel for Georgia State.
They've just been solid the entire match, going back and forth and then converting when they need to. Rohan has such great court vision, and we know Pickering loves to fly around the court. Used to getting served, she's good at putting the ball away.
Mcdonald and Manley needing to make a move now. Manley serve. Goes behind, makes the blocker move just a little. Blocker stays up. Cuddy looks good from Manley.
I like the call by Delaney Rohan to run the back set. But Samantha Manley all over that, and from the bad side, beautiful cut shot for the point.
Manley serve, pass by Rowan. And that has been their strategy all along. Goes to the outside.
Delaney Rowan attacking the dropper. So important when you're in that situation to hit into the wind.
McDonald on the run, it goes over the put away, and Georgia State takes the first point of this duel.
That's a big time win from Georgia State.
23-21, 21-18.
Olivia Mcdonald and Samantha Manley, a very strong pair for Arizona.
Now let's take a look at the match summary. It has been a battle. The first point for Arizona comes from their threes. McDonald and Manley are taken down 2-0 by Pickering and Rowan. We mentioned already that Lucas and Klespies on court 5 are in their third and decisive set. And let's return to the action on court number 1, where the Witt twins took set number 1, but it was a lot of work against Button and Olivova. Another great serve and another point as the Witts charge on.
Madison Witt very aggressive into the wind. Jansen Button playing on the left side is in the windy corner.
Chase down, it's against the net, and that's what you mean, Holly, by those tight sets.
Absolutely, and I'll tell you, Madison Witt lights up because she sees that ball blowing tight, and that's what she loves. She gets up there and grabs it immediately.
For a middle blocker, that's like lunch is served up on top of the net. It's up, Button, left hand. McKenna Witt on the run. She's just going to keep it in play. Olivova tries to go over. Uh-oh, messy. So just screaming at each other.
I know, but it made Madison Witt move to the net, pop that ball up, and then an unforced error from Georgia State with the net violation.
Yeah, that net violation as court 1 is charging along. So is court 2. Bonomi and Schultz trying to force it to a third set against Interbees and Rawls. Georgia State taking the first set on court 2. So Bonomi and Schultz trying to force it and have a decisive 7-point lead. Meanwhile, it is match point on court number 1. The little pokey, and Georgia State says no, but it will remain match point on court 1. The Witts applying the pressure.
Madison Witt needs to stay longer on her block before she makes the decision to drop.
Keep your eye on the right side of your screen. Madison Witt passes. Her sister chases it down. Wind's blowing. Madison gets the net.
Madison Witt going up, elevating, net violation on the follow through. Georgia State hanging in there.
It remains match point for court 1 action. McKenna puts it where they're not. And the Witts score the first point for Arizona as they take down court 1 at 21 both. And then the Witts saying thank you very much. A hard-fought set in the win over Olivova and Button.
High-level battle at court 1, but the Witts took care of it. They're coming off a big weekend last weekend at the Pac-12 tournament as well.
So it is split 1-1, and Kelly Tennant, tell us what's been happening on court 2.
Well, it's been really interesting to watch Arizona fight their way back into this. The ball control that they did not have any of in the first set, they have found it. They have found their power game. They've had some really nice shots. And what's best to me is their serve has improved so much. They've really made Georgia State move. So it eliminated their good passing, so they weren't able to use that pass set kill that they had in that first set.
Which player from Arizona is getting served in that match?
It's a lot of Gianna Bonomi. Gianna's getting the serve a lot, and she's doing a much better job of controlling it, and her power hitting has improved as well in the second set.
It'll be interesting. Bonomi at 5'6", and so that one's split. Kelly, you hang out there while we take a look over at court 4. The action there, Mia Mason and Calais Mao took set number 1. Weiner and Wilson with a lead in set 2.
I got it. Right here. You're there, you're there.
And there, you see it over and over, Holly, the wind blowing the close sets over the net. Not that you haven't been talking about it the whole time. We'll see how these players adjust.
Go, go, go.
It's up. Blocker pulling off. Madison Mason looks for it.
Mia Mason goes up aggressive, and the ball blows over the net. Good break for her, but for Georgia State, you have to stay at the net when you're on the good side. Too many balls blowing tight to the net. Look at the fake by Mia.
That is somebody who grew up with her toes in the sand, born in Tucson, moved to the South Bay in California. When she was a baby, her mom told she started playing at about 2 years old. Down the line, how about that? One hand dig, and then she pokes it.
Calais Mao and Mia Mason really finding their chemistry. I feel like every match we see them, Coach Steve Walker says they're playing a lot better. Nice soft touch by Calais Mao. You know, she loves the power, but there uses a little finesse for Arizona.
Calais Mao took the indoor world by storm last year after being the 8th best hitter on Arizona's indoor team in 2014. She came out in 2015 and was ranked hitter indoor, just crushing the ball.
One of the best hitters in the country. Calais Mao, so athletic. Steve Walker talks about how smart she is and that she's learning the game so quick.
To read the width.
Well, and be sure to join us tomorrow. NCAA Beach Volleyball Championship coverage continues tomorrow live at 3 p.m. Eastern Time on True TV. And don't miss the finals on Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time on TBS. We are going to be good and sandy by the time this weekend is over. It has been already a great day of action here at Gulf Shores. And let's check in over at court 5. Hey, Nicole Branna, what's been going on?
Well, Anne-Marie, we have an exciting third set here. Georgia State came out strong with a 4-1 lead. As we've seen, the good side over here has actually been the bad side for both teams. Georgia State started off on the bad side and came out strong. Their energy they got from that last second set and came out ready to fight.
The good side has been the bad side. I know for you pro players that makes you nuts because you're thinking you have to use the good side.
Have Tyler Lucas and Mackenzie Klespie's been staying up at the net and making more block moves?
Yes, I noticed they are pulling a lot, and I think it's because they're both more comfortable playing defense. They're not used to being in that role. This second half right now of the third set, they are staying up more. They've gotten some touches on the block.
All right, thanks.
And are not.
Klespie's digs. Going down the line. The check-in, got it. Chloe Cook turns it the other way.
Chloe Cook fired up. A sophomore transfer from South Carolina, and you see Bonomi and Schultz from Arizona looking at the scoreboard, trying to keep track of their victories.
An epic scoreboard gives you the action overall. You can see what's going on. And how about that put away? Lucas.
Good switch, as long as Arizona can turn the good side into their good side and stay at the net, watch the set, and capitalize on those tight balls.
Lucas back to serve. We'll see if she makes use of it on this side. Cross off the net. The celebration is strong for the Panthers.
I like the fact that Klesby stayed at the net, but obviously neither Klesby's or Lucas are a huge blocker. Georgia State using the top of the block for the kill.
If Cook and Townsend can keep rolling on and get this set a 2-1 lead for Georgia State over Arizona.
Straight up, come on.
Klesby's saying straight up, no one on. Chester.
Mackenzie Klesby brings the heat, but what a beautiful set by Tyler Lucas, especially in this win. Ouch.
A little bit of stinger, don't rub it, you move on. Klesby serving. And to follow the big kill with a service error, that hurts. Cook and Townsend rolling on.
Cook and Townsend need 2 points. They're on the bad side.
They continue to go at Lucas. Klesby serves. Over the head.
Well executed side out by Arizona, but they need this point. Little roll shot. See that spin, that top spin makes that ball drop fast and the defender can't get there.
Yeah, Townsend just stretched out. Townsend looks for it, no touch.
There's the advantage to not having a small block. You don't get a touch on that flat hit, but Arizona going to the bad side, down by 1.
So interesting to watch these two together. These two teams put together relatively recently. Of course, for Lucas and Klesby's put together about an hour ago. It's all about the adjustments. Townsend passes. Klesby's at the net. Looks to go over her to the line, and it is match point, Georgia State.
Good decision. I love Rohan's court vision. She finds a way to put it down.
Service error.
Chloe Cook miscontacts that ball and just took off in the wind, way out of bounds.
Still is match point for Georgia State. The pokey, and it just does a pokey as the Panthers pick up their second point of the duel.
Georgia State, well-managed match in the win. Both teams made a lot of errors, but Georgia State made less and were able to capitalize.
Thank you.
Well, this is why it's a team sport. The 5 pairs making a big difference. Cook and Townsend over Lucas and Klesby's. The duel now sits at 2-1 Georgia State. We're going to rejoin court 2. Kelly Tennant, bring us up to date.
Guys, Arizona is up 7-4 against Georgia State right now. I really like the way Arizona is continuing to be very aggressive. Their serve is really what's working for them still. They're making Georgia State move. Georgia State still not being able to finish. And you see right there, Arizona able to finish on that little shot. That's what they've been doing in the last 5 minutes.
Thanks so much, Kelly. Have you seen this and the wind playing a factor at all? It doesn't seem as windy on court 2 as it does out by the water. Schultz, down the line.
High line. Yes, Kat, yes! No, Nina, right here.
And again, looking for it. The defense is solid. Up.
High line, angle.
Schultz, she said high line. Oh, tried to be tricky.
Georgia State was all over that ball defensively, tries to be aggressive with a bump dig over, but goes wide.
One more point by Georgia State, and they will take this duel.
This is a must win right now for Arizona, commanding lead in this third set, 9-4.
Sorry. I know, I'm just not used to having somebody doing that.
I like this team of Gianna Bonomi and Kat Schultz. They were playing at a very high level early in the season, but in February, Kat Schultz was in a car accident, had whiplash. It really set her back, took her about a month to really reach that level she was at early in February.
And While we have a minute, laugh all along as a trained magician poses as a civilian in the Carbonaro Effect. Secret Stash, all new Wednesday at 10, 9 Central, only on True TV. What a day here at Gulf Shores. Top 8 teams in action here, and Georgia State with a 2-1 lead in this duel. Injuries and Rawls trying to fight off Bonomi and Schultz.
Coach Beth Van Fleet, you heard her out of the timeout. Small ball in the win. That means you want small touches. You want to pass forward. You don't want to set the ball too high or it gets away from you.
Schultz back to serve.
Nina, right here. Cross. Out. Yes. Right now.
Error capitalized upon, and Schultz will go back for another serve.
Bonomi Schultz scoring from the bad side. Wind at their back, but they put a lot of pressure on you with a quick defender and a big block at the net.
Nina. Cross. Yeah.
Looking for the back line, can't find it as injuries.
Unfortunate hitting errors, 2 back-to-back for Nina Intervies.
Yeah, Intervies, one of those super cerebral players. In fact, coach telling us she's never even gotten a B in a class.
Straight A student, born in Germany, very cerebral player, frustrated right now with herself.
Schultz's serve is in the net.
Nice cushion right now for the team from Arizona.
Now, Georgia State played a great schedule coming into this championship. They faced Stetson, Pepperdine, USC, Arizona, Florida State. I mean, really saw a bunch of these teams already. Schultz fired up with another put away.
You feel the energy from Gianna Bonomi, who's super fiery, and Kat Schultz being aggressive, hitting the top of the tape, but able to get that ball to drop.
Put cross court. Bonomi, nice set. And Schultz is loving everything Bonomi's putting up.
Kat Schultz, from UOP, playing right now as a grad student, very smart, just a mature player. You see her take the open court.
Bonomi's serve is tough. And they decide that they're gonna one pass over. Not happening.
Unfortunate error again, but when you're on the bad side, really tough to pass over on one. I don't know if that was purposeful.
Match point as Bonomi continues to surge on. Schultz pass. Falls to the sand. She's got to get up. It's coming back. And it is wide. Bonomi and Schultz apply the pressure, pick up the win, and a point for Arizona, tying it up 2-2.
Credit Arizona, put all the pressure on Georgia State, and it was all about errors at the end of that third set.
Tied up now at 2-2, and this is the way that it goes in team competition. So the only action still remaining is on court 4, where our Nicole Barana is standing by. Nicole, what's happening? Nicole, you still hearing us? Court 4 action in the third set. Mason and Mao. Trailing, but Georgia State just pushing on, Weiner and Wilson.
This team for Georgia State, Natalie Wilson and Brooke Weiner, clutch wins. They beat the USC 3s. They've been, 4s. They've been solid all year long. Battling back and forth. Mia Mason going back to serve. Wind in her face. Good transition set into the wind, and that just drops in front of Brooke Weiner.
Weiner and Wilson picked up a win against USC's 4s earlier this year, Belton and Bustamante. Coach called that a huge win. This would be even bigger. Winner of this match, and their program continues to play on. Whoever loses this particular set, the whole team goes home. How's that for pressure?
Mia Mason does a great job getting her feet there. Drops a little roll shot, short middle for Arizona. Very well executed.
Mason back to serve, under pressure. You and I know, Holly, she has experienced pressure before. Crushed. Mao sets her. Little pokey, and it goes down. Wilson.
Weiner and Wilson use the win, able to get that ball to drop in transition. Again, all that topspin, Mia Mason can't get that. You talked about Mia Mason when she was 12 years old. They found a tumor, a brain tumor on the top of her spinal cord near her cerebrum and cerebellum, excuse me. And she had to go surgery, radiation, but has rebounded and against all odds, really done an amazing job completing at the college level.
7-4, Weiner and Wilson, and what a serve by Wilson.
Georgia State using the wind and really controlling the match in this third set.
Holly, the pressure of this is palpable. Whoever wins this set, they stay. Whoever loses a set takes their entire team home.
That's what it's all about, right? Team format, and you need 5 teams. You need depth, and that's why it's coming down right now to pair fours.
Steve Walker, the head coach of Arizona, telling us that the fours have been tough for him this year, trying to find the right mix. Is it Mason and Mao? Mao, not used to being in a supportive role. Most people are going to serve Mason knowing Mao's arm, and so her setting becomes even more critical.
Absolutely, but Mia and Mason and Calais Mao, they've only been together for about a month. Earlier in the season, Mia Mason was playing with another partner, so finding your chemistry, learning the game, it takes time.
Well, and the last time that these two teams squared off against each other, Georgia State lost to Arizona 2-3, but one of the wins they picked up was this matchup at fours. Wilson and Weiner beat Mao, who was then with Lucas at fours. Wilson behind the service line. Mao, no one on. Says, I know you expected the crush. I'm not doing it.
Well, good decision. With the wind at your back, you cannot be too aggressive. That's a nice little poke shot that drops for Arizona.
You see it at the bottom of our scoreboard. Loser goes home, and we mean all the way home. Everybody. Wilson. Nice pickup by Mao. Blocker's gonna pull off. She's gonna hammer it.
Big point. Nice dig by Calais Mao. Drops off the net. You see her teammates fired up, trying to lead them to victory, give them that extra energy and push.
Yeah, Bonomi saying keep battling. Knows that she just fought for her team's point. That's great.
What a block by Mia Mason. Usually plays defense, but she's got long arm, great athlete. She knows she has to take care of business. Huge step block.
Son or daughter of 2 Arizona athletes. Father played basketball, mother played volleyball, brother plays basketball there.
Harvey Mason, her father, Grammy-winning producer. Just a very talented family, very competitive family.
Mao, great serve. Everybody coming off. Mao gets a hand on it. It goes over. Mao goes up to block. Kind of a late decision, and it's going to be wide.
But that pressure from Calais Mao running up to the net late forced the poke out of bounds. For Arizona, it's crucial when they're on the good side that they stay up at the net and they don't drop too much with the ball blowing tight.
Tied up 8 apiece. Holly, what's going to make the difference these last few points?
Scoring points from the good side. That's what Arizona's doing. I love the energy of Mao and Mason together. They're very close friends, and you can feel Calais Mao just rising to the occasion, popping it right down the middle for the ace.
No one on. They go back. Little communication error maybe between them.
Well, to get it to drop on the back line is not easy. But they do it. I believe that was Natalie Wilson for Georgia State.
They serve Calais Mao. Yeah, that's what she does.
Calais Mao looks much more confident. We've seen her in the sand a lot. Getting her feet to the ball, not broad jumping, and we know she has the power to put it away.
Oh my, and when Calais Mao is confident,
Watch
she can
out.
get really brutal. She's at the net, she's gonna stay. High line, no thanks. Yeah, she gets on a roll.
Good play at the net, ball set tight. I like the fact that she stayed and made that play at the net and then over line for the kill.
Calais Mao, born in Hawaii, but doesn't have a lot of beach experience, but she has gotten better even from last week to this week, we can tell.
Exactly. I think Steve Walker said, hey, every match she continues to improve.
It is tied up at 2 apiece in this match, Georgia State and Arizona. All the pressure is on these two teams in this set for these final few points.
And this is what the team prepares for all season long.
And so as this one finishes up, the next 2 matches coming up are going to be absolutely epic as well. Florida State, the 1 seed in this tournament, against a Hawaii team that sent UCLA to the contenders bracket, and Pepperdine and USC, foes, 2 of the teams. I mean, if there's a rivalry in beach volleyball that's already been hot, it is Pepperdine and USC. USC leads at 2-1 this season in their meetings.
I cannot wait to watch both of those matches.
Meanwhile, this one is going to be really interesting. Is the timeout enough to cool off Calais Mao, who seems to be on a run? Well, Weiner and Wilson on the good side capitalize.
Well, this is the team for Georgia State, Weiner and Wilson, that have had clutch wins. But Mao and Mason really rising to the occasion.
They were trailing in this set. Wilson passes, the gusts had just kicked up. Ball goes down.
Natalie Wilson just drops it short, and with the wind, that ball drops exponentially faster. Watch the hand contact. Some topspin just dropping so quick.
Just sent deep. Wilson. Mao on 2. Going for the line. Mason picks it up. Mao, tricky.
Wow! Wow! What a dig by Mia Mason. And then Calais Mao with the crafty back bump over from the bad side that catches the line. That is a big time play.
That's amazing. And I know you have said that would only drop once. So we'll see if Georgia State is infuriated by it. The door cracked open with a service error. Weiner serves. Goes at Mao, which is so interesting. Considering her power, the back bump, Mia Mason says no way. High rainbow to the corner. Tied up.
The crowd gathering around. You can feel the energy, but I'll tell you, Arizona, they can hold on. They're going to switch to the good side, either down by 1 or up by 1.
Now, the pass not where she wants. Epic effort by Mason. And the win was coming. Calais Mao pressed.
Well, that's the thing that Calais Mao's been working on, the decision to drop her stay. I love that she gets up on that treble set, closes the door. Now Arizona going to the good side, up 13-12 instead of down.
Mia Mason back behind the service line. If there's a time when the ball has to be in, this is it.
Good. You got butterfly? Go!
And Calais Mao.
Calais Mao making huge plays at the net with her block.
Mason for the match and the duel. A service ace. And Arizona will move on, and Georgia State's Panthers will have to go home.
That Arizona squad loving on Calais Mao and Mia Mason. What a victory. Under pressure down in the third set.
In the end, it was up at the net. Calais Mao making a couple of big blocks. Mia Mason getting some trouble passes out of the way.
It was amazing. Mia Mason came up with that huge dig, and then Calais Mao with the back bump over for the kill. That was a backbreaker.
What a win for Arizona. This is why it's a team sport. It all came down to the fours. Mason and Mao of Arizona delivered a 3-2 Arizona win.